All right, shalom and welcome to Cover to Cover with Jeremy Pyers. So today, excuse me, it's Book of Enoch, chapter 6, and as read from the Eth Sefer. And shalom, beloved Akoti Alyssa, and welcome everybody. Glad you all can make it. Let's see. So yeah, last week I was just having some internet connection issues for some reason or another. But everything's working amazing right now, so let's hope it stays that way. Alright, so we will be starting in chapter 50. We left off at 49 last time. Excuse me. It's allergy season. Alright, so chapter 50 of the Book of Enoch. In those days, the Kodeshim and the chosen shall undergo a change. The light of day shall rest upon them, and the splendor of glory of the Kodeshim shall be changed. In the day of trouble, evil shall be heaped upon sinners, but the righteous shall triumph in the name of Yahweh Sevaot. Others shall be made to see that they must repent and forsake the works of their hands, and that glory awaits them not in the presence of Yahweh Sevaot, yet that by his name that they might be saved. Yahweh Sevaot will have compassion on them, for great is his mercy and righteousness in his judgment. And in the presence of his glory, nor in his judgment shall iniquity stand. He who repents not before him shall perish. Henceforward, I will not have mercy on them, says Yahweh Sevaot. Chapter 51. In those days, excuse me. So just to discuss the previous chapters, if you didn't catch it, they were talking about Messiah, and then they talking about the Kodeshim, or the chosen ones, his people. And then chapter 50 just kind of finished it off. And in those days chapter 51, in those days shall the earth deliver up from her womb, and Sheol deliver up from hers that which it has received, and destructions shall restore that which it owes. He shall select the righteous and holy from among them, and for the day of their Yeshua has approached. And in those days shall the elect one sit upon his throne. So we all know who this is talking about. While every secret of intellectual wisdom shall proceed from his mouth, for Yahweh Sevaot has gifted and glorified him. So one of the main reasons scholars and a lot of people like to toss out this book, Judaism, is because it's got Messiah all over it. And it lines up right with Revelation. Just like everything we've read so far lines up right with Genesis. It just like Jubilees, it adds more context. And all the books I've been reading, they're found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they're very common finds. Jubilees is the third most common find behind Deuteronomy and Leviticus. So that's even, Jubilees was found more times than most of the Torah scrolls. but people like to throw it out. Or some people like to, I don't know if you saw, we're going to be, hey, shalom, Andrea. I don't know if you saw, but we're going to be starting to, or I'm going to be starting to test some of the books that really don't line up. Because so far, on my channel, I've only read the books I've tested and that do line up. So I want to read some of the books that really don't line up and really give the Apocryphas bad names, honestly. Like Jasher, number 1. Like I've been doing a lot of studies on it because there's too many people following that book, and literally the first 3 chapters of it change the story of Cain and Abel. They make Cain some kind of Moses prophet. And they say Enoch was sent to lead men. That's just in the first 3 chapters. Like, when you read in Book of Enoch itself here, it says he was sent to judge the watchers. That was his thing. He was a scribe. It doesn't even talk about the watchers in Enoch in the book of Jasher. It actually ascribes everything to men and Cain. Yeah, I've been putting it together. It's because I want to just go through it really thoroughly, just so I can have enough evidence and show. Like, I already know myself, but there's a lot of people who, especially a lot of teachers and leaders in the Torah community that promote the book of Jasher and just follow it, and then toss out the book of Jubilees, which is a main reason why there's such an issue with calendars and many other things. But anyways, I'll digress on that for a bit, and I'll continue reading. So this is still chapter 51, verse 4. In those days the mountains shall skip like rams, and the hills shall leap like young sheep. It rhymes. Satiated with milk, and all shall become like angels in heaven. Their countenance shall be bright with joy, for in those days shall the elect one be exalted. The earth shall rejoice, the righteous shall inhabit it, and the elect possess it. So right here in chapter 51 is basically all about Messiah and how he's going to judge all from Sheol when Sheol delivers them up. I can't remember if we've already read the 3 separations of Sheol. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we already did. Pretty sure that's in the beginning of Enoch, where Sheol is separated into the 3 chambers, and there's those who died before him and his chosen will be in one chamber. The sinners and evils and unrepentant in another chamber. And that 3rd chamber is going to be for all the fallen angels and those, and Satan and all that. And then so these last few chapters we've been reading have really been about basically backing up the book of Revelation, talking all about Messiah and showing what's going to happen in the end days, which from all the signs of the times, that's coming soon. Yehuda Hala Alua. Yes, there's no perfect version of scriptures, sister. Trust me, I love the Hallelujah scriptures. But we're supposed to be Bereans, test every single one of them. I have quite an extensive collection. If you go on my main page, I think I changed it, but my My old cover was just my bookshelf full of all my different Bibles I got. I'm just reading from the Sefer. Yeah. Okay, brother. My bad. Yeah, the picture kind of messed me up there. But honestly, there's no perfect version nowadays. I'm reading from the Sefer because honestly, I like the Sefer. I know there's differences in it. There's differences in every single one. Honestly, the Septuagint is my basis with the Strongs. But then Strong's is wrong at times as well. I mean, just Satan has twisted so many things. Like you can't find a perfect copy of scriptures. So I'm just being a Berean, and we're gonna study all of them. That's actually the whole purpose of my channel, to read every version of scriptures that I have. Which is why I usually put, scrolling along the bottom there, which version it's gonna be from. Anyways, let me continue. Chapter 52. And after that period, in the place where I seen every secret sight, I was snatched up in a whirlwind and carried off westward. There my eyes beheld the secrets of heaven, and all which existed on earth. A mountain of iron, a mountain of copper, a mountain of silver, a mountain of gold, a mountain of fluid metal, and a mountain of lead. And I inquired of the angel who went with me, saying, What are these things, which in secret I behold? He said, All these things which you behold shall be for the dominion of Mashiach, that he may command and be powerful upon the earth. And that angel of peace answered me, saying, Wait but a short time, and you shall understand, and every secret thing shall be revealed to you, which Yahweh Sabaoth has decreed. Those mountains which you have seen, the mountain of iron, the mountain of copper, the mountain of silver, the mountain of gold, the mountain of fluid metal, and the mountain of lead, all these in the presence of the elect one shall be like a honeycomb before the fire, and like water descending from above upon these mountains, and shall become debilitated before his feet. Kind of lines up with Daniel there, huh? In those days men shall not be saved by gold and silver, nor shall they have it in their power to secure themselves and to fly. There shall be neither iron for war, nor a coat of mail for the breast. Copper shall be useless, useless also that which neither rusts nor consumes away, and lead shall not be coveted. All these things shall be rejected and perish from off the earth, when the elect one shall appear in the presence of Yahweh Sabaoth. So it's pretty interesting how it describes how all these precious metals are just going to disappear when Mashiach comes. Chapter 53. And there my eyes beheld a deep valley, and wide was its entrance. All who dwell on the land and on the sea, and an island shall bring to it gifts, presents, and offerings. Yet that deep valley shall not be full. Their hands shall commit iniquity. Whatsoever they produce by labor, the sinners shall devour with crime. But they shall perish from the face of Yahweh Sabaoth, and from the face of his earth. They shall stand up, and shall perish forever and ever. I beheld the angels of punishment, who were dwelling there, and preparing every instrument of Satan. Then I inquired of the angel of peace, who proceeded with me, for whom those instruments were preparing. He said, These they are preparing for the kings and powerful ones of the earth, that thus they may perish. After which the righteous and chosen house of his assembly shall appear, and thenceforward unchangeable in the name of Yahweh Sevaot. So this is talking about the New Jerusalem coming down, and is going to be unchangeable. Nor shall those mountains exist in his presence, as the earth and the hills, as the fountains of water exist, and the righteous shall be relieved from the vexation of sinners. It's pretty interesting how it describes how it's going to just flatten out the mountains and hills. I watched this documentary the other day. I actually shared it on my Facebook. It was called There Is No Forests. And it's very interesting because I know about, if you watched my my giant Nephilim video and all that, I know about the giant trees and all that, but this one shows all of them around the world and how there used to be forests of them, and how all these mountains basically we see today are the remnants of these trees, and of course Nephilim. And they were just showing like proof after proof. And I didn't agree with everything, but it was very interesting. I highly recommend you check it out. It's called There Is No Forest. Anyway, let me continue here. Chapter 54. Then I looked and turned myself to another part of the earth, where I beheld a deep valley burning with fire. To this valley they brought monarchs and the mighty, and there my eyes beheld the instruments which they were making, fetters of iron, immeasurable weight. Then I inquired of the angel of peace, who proceeded with me, saying, For whom are these fetters and instruments prepared? He replied, These are prepared for the host of Azazel, that they may be delivered over and adjudged to the lowest condemnation, and that their angels may be overwhelmed with hurled stones, as Yahweh Sevaot has commanded. Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, Penuel, and Penuel shall be strengthened in that day, and shall then cast them into a furnace of blazing fire, that Yahweh Sevaot may be avenged for them, for their crimes, because they became ministers of Satan, and seduced those who dwell upon the earth. Notice this is rampant today. There's false teachers, false preachings, wolves, vipers. There's a lot about the mud floods as well. I made that video. Yeah, I highly recommend it, Sister Andrea. But yeah, it's just amazing how, this is describing just these days, and how at the beginning, right at the beginning, it says it's for our generation, the end times generation. It's just the people who became ministers of Satan and seduced those who dwell upon the earth. Like, just rampant. It's so rampant. Like, these prosperity gospels and the law's done away with, do what you like, or once saved, always saved. Like, all this nonsense that just tickles people's ears. Or yeah, you can be a homosexual and come on, God will accept you in. Yeah, except your God is Satan. Homosexuality is detestable. And it's not the person. There's demons and principalities that affect these people. They just don't realize it. Anyway, let me continue. In those days shall punishment go forth from Yahweh Sevaot, and the receptacles of water which are above the heavens shall be opened, and the fountains likewise, which are under the heavens, and under the earth, and all the waters which are in the heavens and above them shall be mixed together. The water which is above heaven shall be the male, and the water which is under earth shall be the female. And all shall be destroyed who dwell upon the earth, and who dwell under the extremities of heaven. By these means they shall understand the iniquity which they have committed on the earth, and by these means shall they perish. Chapter 55. Afterwards the Ancient of Days sighed and said, In vain I have destroyed all the inhabitants of the earth. And he swore by his great name, henceforward I will not act thus towards all those who dwell upon the earth, but I will place a sign in the heavens, and it shall be a faithful witness between me and them forever, as long as the days of heaven and the earth last upon earth. Afterwards, according to this my decree, when I shall dispose to seize them beforehand, by instrumentality of angels, in the day of affliction and trouble, my wrath and punishment shall remain upon them. My punishment and my wrath, says Elohim, Yahweh Sabaoth. O you kings, O you mighty, who inhabit the world, you shall behold my elect one, sitting upon the throne of my glory, and he shall judge Azazel, and all his associates, and all his hosts, in the name of Yahweh Sevaot. There likewise I beheld hosts of angels, who were moving in punishment, confined in a network of iron and brass. Then I inquired of the angel of peace, who proceeded with me, to whom these under confinement were going. He said, To each of their elect and their beloved, that they may be cast into the fountains and the deep recesses of the valley, and that valley shall be filled with their elect and beloved, on the days of whose life shall be consumed, but in the days of their error shall be innumerable. Then shall angels combine together and conspire. The chiefs of the east among the Parthians and the Medes shall remove kings, in whom a ruach of perturbation shall enter. They shall hurl them from their thrones, springing as lions from their dens, and like famished wolves into the midst of the flock. They shall go up and tread upon the land of their elect. The land of their elect shall be before them. The threshing floor, the path, and the city of my righteous shall impede their horses. They shall rise up to destroy each other. Their right hand shall be strengthened, nor shall a man acknowledge his friend or his brother, nor his son his father and his mother, until the number of the dead bodies is their death and punishment. Neither shall this take place without cause. In those days shall the mouth of Sheol be opened, into which they shall be immerged. Sheol shall destroy and swallow up sinners from the face of the elect. Not a good time to be a sinner. or a fallen angel, or a demon, or Satan. Chapter 56. After this I beheld another army of chariots, with men riding in them. And they came upon the wind from the east, and from the west, and from the south. The sound of the noise of their chariots was heard. And when that agitation took place, the Kodeshim out of heaven perceived it. The pillar of the earth shook from its foundation, and the sound was heard from the extremities of the earth unto the extremities of heaven at the same time. Then they all fell down and worshipped Yahweh Sevaot. This is the end of the second parable. Chapter 57. I now began to utter the third parable concerning the Kodeshim and the elect. Blessed are you, O Kodeshim and elect, for glorious is your lot. The Kodeshim shall exist in the light of the sun, and the elect in the light of the everlasting life, the days of whose life shall never terminate, nor shall the days of the Kodeshim be numbered, who seek for light and obtain righteousness with Yahweh Sevaot. Peace be to the Kodeshim with Yahweh of the world. Henceforward shall the Kodeshim be told to seek in heaven the secrets of the righteousness. The portion of belief, for like the sun has it arisen upon the earth, while darkness has passed away. There shall be light interminable, nor shall they enter upon the enumeration of time, for darkness shall be previously destroyed, and light shall increase before Yahweh Sevaot. Before Yahweh Sevaot shall the light of uprightness increase forever. Chapter 58. In those days my eyes beheld the secrets of the lightings and the splendors, and the judgment belonging to them. They lighten for a blessing and for a curse, according to the will of Yahweh Sevaot. And there I saw the secrets of the thunder, when it rattles above in heaven, and its sound is heard. The habitations also of the earth were shown to me. The sound of thunder is for peace and for blessing, as well as for a curse, according to the word of Yahweh Sevaot. Afterwards, every secret of the splendors and of the lightings was seen by me. For blessing and for fertility they lighten. Chapter 59. This will be the last one for this evening. And in the 500th year, and in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, of the lifetime of Enoch, in that parable I saw that the heaven of heavens shook, that it shook violently, and that the powers of El Elyon and the angels, thousands and thousands and myriads, were agitated with great agitation. And when I looked, the Ancient of Days was sitting on the throne of his glory, while the angels and Kodeshim were standing around him. A great trembling came upon me, and terror seized me. My loins were bowed down and loosened. My mind was dissolved, and I fell upon my face. The holy Michael, another holy angel, one of the holy ones, was sent, who raised me up. And when he raised me, my ruach returned, for I was incapable of enduring this vision of violence, its agitation, and the concussion of heaven. Then holy Michael said to me, Why are you disturbed at this vision? Hither, hither, hith, hith. Goodness, I hate when they separate weird words like this. Hitherto has existed the day of mercy, and he has been merciful and long-suffering towards all who dwell upon the earth. But when the time shall come, then the power, the punishment, and the judgment which Yahweh Sevaoth has prepared for those who prostrate themselves to the judgment of righteousness. For those who abjure that judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day has been prepared for the elect as a covenant, and for sinners as an inquisition. In that day shall be disturbed for food 2 monsters. Here's where it talks about Behemoth and Leviathan being food. A female monster whose name is Leviathan, dwelling in the depths of the sea. Above the springs of waters, and a male monster whose name is Behemoth, which possesses on his breast the invisible wilderness. His name was Dendaden in the east of the garden, where the elect and the righteous will dwell. There he received it from my ancestor, who was man, from Adam, the first of men, who Yahweh Sevaoth made. Then I asked of another angel to show me the power of those monsters, and how they became separated. How they became separated on the same day, one in the depths of the sea, and one in the dry desert. Sorry, my computer is acting a little funny. And he said, You, son of Adam, are here desirous of understanding secret things. And the angel of peace, who was with me, said, These 2 monsters are by the power of Elohim prepared to become food, that the punishment of Elohim may not be in vain. Then small children be slain with their mothers, and sons and their fathers. And when the punishment of Yahweh Sevaoth shall continue, upon them shall it continue, and that the punishment of Yahweh Sevaoth may not take place in vain. After that, judgment shall exist with mercy and long-suffering. So that's also the thing Scriptures warns, Your children will suffer as a lack of your disobedience as well, because you're not teaching them the right way. And they're going to grow up and be disobedient, and so forth and so on. And unfortunately, people don't realize this, that we're responsible for our children, and that's the whole thing. If we don't train them up right, then unfortunately they're going to have to suffer like we will if we don't do the right things. It's hard, but that's that's just how it goes, honestly. Alright, so we'll stop it right there for this evening. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to put them in the chat. I know there's like a 10 or 15 second delay, so I'll pause here for just a moment just to see Um, looks like that might be it, I believe. So yeah, um, yeah, I'm still putting together the thing on the other, testing all the extra biblical books and the ones that don't line up. Um, Honestly, in my opinion, it's really simple if you only read the first 3 chapters. And you can see how twisted and distorted the book of Jasher twists everything. But then people will follow this thing and like headstrong. And we have to have discernment is the thing. I know there's a lot of newcomers and discernment is yeah, wait, what? The chapter just read verse and 7. Wait, which one? Wait, what are you speaking about, Sister Alyssa? My apologies. The chapter just read verse and 7. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 8:8. Yep. Or Leviathan in the depths, but above the springs. Yeah, yeah. It's the springs of the deep. And there's many books that talk about that same exact thing, about how Leviathan and Behemoth become food for the survivors of the Yahweh's wrath, basically. And yeah, I got you now, sister. My apologies. Yeah, it's just I think I no, I didn't go into it on a different book. I know I made a few memes and I posted them on scriptural memes and posted them on Facebook about it, about Behemoth and Leviathan and the different books and chapters that describe the same exact scenario. It just shows that they're clean animals. Obviously, Leviathan has fins and scales, and Behemoth must be some kind of like clean, gigantic land animal. Like that's my only guess since we're gonna be eating them. You know, if that's the thing too is like if we're on a ball, like this does not make sense living on a ball. Like it only makes sense on a flat stationary plane covered with a firmament, as described in just about 300 scriptures in the canon alone, not even including Enoch. But I digress. It's amazing how many people will just block you for showing that. It's all about the truth. Yahweh's truth or man's truth. Yahweh's truth or Satan's lies. Not dinos. Yeah, they're not dinos. Although I've heard some theories that like the Nephilim are what created like mixed DNAs and made like the T-Rex, which is why they have these weird arms. But I don't know. Can't say 100%. That's just some theories I've heard. But honestly, it makes sense. The Nephilim played with DNA. They had chimeras and all kinds of madness back then, just like they're doing today. Only thing is, they're doing it behind closed doors today. Well, actually, not so much anymore. It's getting out there. That's in the days of Noah. But I honestly believe, like, I'm not wanting to call dates or anything, and I'm not calling dates, but I don't think we'll have much past 2030, to be honest with you. I think about 2030 is going to be about it. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for all the questions and comments. I welcome them. I love you all. And thank you for joining me. Please spread his word as much as possible. Do it in love. There's a lot of people that'll hate, and get rid of them, for real. Like, people, they'll be caring too much about friends and followers. Like, as I say all the time, don't even follow me. Just test everything for yourself. Follow only Messiah and his word. That's who we should be following. I'm just trying to show everybody the path, how to get there. And it's been a long path for me, honestly. I'm also planning on doing my testimony sometime. I've been planning it for a while, but just life gets so busy. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you all. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tune in next week at the same time, same place. And we'll be doing part 7. And I will definitely give advance before I go live with the testing the Book of Jasher video. So keep an eye out for that here on my channel and also on my Facebook page. So anyways, that's enough babbling. Thank you guys. Have a blessed evening and have a blessed week. And shalom.